Hi, Jeannie. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. Where are you from?
I am from New York in Watkins Glen.
Oh, okay. I'm in New York City, so perfect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there we go. Uh, um, so I have you here today for your 15-minute consult, and we have two questions that we're going to kind of get to today.
Okay.
I think you said you wanted to talk about color matching
Yes.
for foundation, which is a big one. I get that question a lot. And then you also wanted to go over to the brows one more time,
Oh,
possibly.
absolutely.
If
Yes. Yes.
okay. So those are both great questions. And again, I don't mind repeating these things because these are ones that I get all the time and people really, really are just starting to kind of find their footing in some of this stuff. So
Okay.
these are good ones to keep doing. Um, okay, so for the color matching foundation, one thing I like to tell people, a little trick is that if you turn your wrists and you look at your veins on the inside of your wrist,
Okay.
they always talk about that undertone. If you see a blue vein, you have a neutral undertone, and it all takes you back to a color wheel. And basically across from the color wheel are certain, colors. So if you go to blue and you look across the color wheel, it's all those neutral colors. Then if you have more of a purple vein, you are a warm undertone. And then if you have more green, you're going to have more of cool undertones.
Okay.
So it's definitely a good thing to kind of like learn. That's why they always have you flip your wrist when they're swatching things on your wrist. It's just people are like, why do they do that? That kind of thing. This is your natural undertone because it's
Okay.
under your arm, under your skin, and things like that. You can also kind of find it like right here. So if you've gone to ever like a makeup counter or any makeup stores, they'll kind of swatch you here because you have, veins that kind of will give you a coloring right there. It's almost like those natural hidden points that they can get to color match you. Now, do they always do it correctly? Absolutely not. So when you look at your wrist, what do you see?
I see blue.
You see blue.
I mean,
Okay. Most people are even it doesn't even matter your ethnicity. A lot of people are going to come in that neutral zone, and then it's a matter of finding your shade with your undertone. So when you see something with a cool to medium shade, or
okay.
something like that, or a cool to fair shade, that goes based on like how you tan and things like that. So when you're in the sun, do you get pink or do you tan right away?
I tend to tan. Might not be like day one, but within a couple days of being out in the sun, I tan.
Okay, so then you'd be more of like a neutral undertone with you probably have more of like an olive base
Okay.
to you with like more yellow undertones. Like, so I would say, and I'm just looking at you, it's kind of hard to do on camera a little bit
Yeah.
if you were in front of me, but I would say you would stick with like more neutral to neutral undertones or neutral skin tone. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm still working on my coffee today, believe it or
No, it's
not.
okay.
So yeah, so more neutral with more you can probably go fair to medium in like your winter and fall, like late fall, winter months, and then into your spring and summer, I would go up to like a medium. So a neutral
Okay.
medium would probably work best for you.
All right. Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, and you're again, you don't ever really want to match this to this tan to this. It's not, your face is something that you're going to create if you're doing a full face of makeup. If you're just getting out
Hmm.
of the house in the 5-minute face, then that's a whole nother thing. But if you're just going out and you're gonna be matching, don't forget you're putting on other things that is going to brighten up your face, and it'll all come together. Yeah.
Okay.
So I hope that makes sense to you.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay, I release hopefully the Beauty 101 course, you guys are gonna understand that a lot better because it'll be a longer session where I'm actually talking and showing you the wheel and everything like that. But I mean, I think that's my best way to show people that trick. It would help you when you go in. And again, as far as what kind of foundation, I tell people anything that fits your budget and that you like, that works with
Okay.
you. Sometimes it's a hit or miss. I mean, there's ones on the lower end from NYX that I really love, all the way up to, higher end brands that I really, really like, considering like NARS and things like that. Do you want a matte finish? Do you want a dewy finish? Things like that. So there's no yeses or nos to anything. It's what you prefer, what you like,
Okay.
and works within your budget. I mean, you can always message me and I'll say, yes, that's a, I know that product, or no, I have never heard of that product.
Okay. That's great.
And as far as the brows go, so do you know like where you're actually struggling with that still? Or is it just one of those things? I mean, yours look good today.
Oh, thank you. This was like a 5-minute brush from the first video that you showed. I was trying to,
Yeah.
I guess keeping my hand steady is going to be just trying to get used to the technique.
Yeah. Yeah. And it really does make a difference because, like you look like you have better brows than I do, because I literally have none on right now, but
I think it was great already.
I was like, it always feels weird when you put on a face of makeup and then you can't go in and do your brows until after the makeup. So I'm gonna do them for you real quick.
Okay.
So, all right, bear with me here. So I'm gonna go in with the pencil.
Okay.
And again, I'm gonna make this line a little longer.
Okay.
And so now I can feel like I kind of know mine already just by habit, but you can feel right here is where that arch is. So if you kind of like can raise your brow and you're going to make that arch.
Well, it looks like you're so easy when you do it.
Like, it's literally just practice. And to be honest with you, learning all this and the camera works and things like that are so new to me that it's hard for me right now. I mean, I'm doing this out of habit, but like I want to go in and go, no, they need to fix that, gosh, that kind of thing. But for teaching purposes, this is great. So then some people, based on the shape of their face, will make the bottom line longer and the top shorter. So when I say that is, I don't know if you remember the other day, there were things I thought about. The shape of your angle brush goes one way. So when I'm doing mine and mine's longer, I'm going like this. Okay.
I wondered how that
the people who make the bottom one, and there's no right or wrong, it's however you want to wear it, will go this way. So that does matter on the shape of the brush.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Just so you know. I kind of should have mentioned that the other day and I didn't. And afterwards I was like, oh shoot, I should have mentioned that one. But yeah, there you go. So now I'm going to go in underneath. I'm looking over here for a second, just so I can start it. So it's a little shorter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Come up and I'm going to meet at the end.
Well, it looks so good.
So now I'll go back in sometimes and start to get the harsh line out, because then with mine, I don't have to fill it in then as much. Because this is just a natural looking brow. So you can see it's already like filling itself in with the pencil only. And now I can start. And now I'll create where that angle is going to go.
Oh, nice.
So now I'm going to go in and I have my dual. I use right now I'm using just the Anastasia dual powder in medium brown. And so you can see again, there's my angle. And I'm filling it in.
Oh, it's a nice powder.
Coming up to the peak and down.
Oh. Wow.
And then, obviously you can play with it. I mean, this is just the gist of it so that you could see it up close for you.
Perfect.
So now you can imagine like the people who make it longer, it would stick out a little bit lower down there. And there's it's not right or wrong. It's just based on how you are comfortable with the shape of your face and where you want it. For me, the topper end works better for me. And I feel like it brings my eyebrows closer in since they're so far apart anyways. On my forehead. So they're so sparse. And then I always finish it then with like a brow gel. You can do clear, you can do like a brown or shade lighter to make it really make the fibers look natural. Like you have, highlights or whatever. And you can just kind of go in and go over it. Some people do it before, some people do it after. I think when you do it before, it's too pasty, like dry paste when you're trying to put on your brow, but I've seen some people do that. I think when you work with like a pomade eyebrow gel, then maybe. But when you're working with the materials I was working with just now, it just makes sense to do it after and have it finish the look and dry, because once this is on, it stays.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those finishing touches.
Yeah. I got a thing of Benefit eyebrow gels with an Ipsy bag, and I'm like, what do I do with this? Now I know.
Yeah,
So,
it's great. Yeah, Ipsy bags and Boxy Charms and all those things are great. They're perfect because, again, I don't ever like to pinpoint just one item that's like a must have. So I think when you can do different things, I get a influencer box and then I get my regular BoxyCharm box too. So my one daughter who's very into makeup, she's always, what can I have, that kind of thing.
yeah,
And we go through it all, but I really, really think that those are just something great for people to be able to try and start learning about the different brands that are out there and different stuff. So yeah, and you kind of stay ahead of the loop then on the next big thing that's coming out at a store.
Yeah. And try different things.
So do you have any other questions?
No, I mean, that was really good. If I could get my brows to look just as good as yours, that would be great.
You'll get it. I mean, they look good today. They really do.
Thank you.
I know
Quick.
we had talked online and you said you were trying to get them down. So yeah, I think they look really good. I can critique for you. I think your one eye maybe is a little rounder and the other one got the nice arch going. That's not out of the ordinary. That's the shape of your face.
Are they sisters?
So it's really, you end up tending to create that second arch. You heard me talk about that on the video the other day. I have the same thing. And actually the one on this side tends to round on the front. So I really have to create that straight edge with my brush on my own, because it makes it look like I've got like a comma that goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I, you work on that and you end up creating it, but yeah, it looks fantastic. It looks really good to you.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to do that.
All right. Well, if you have any other questions, let me know. And I will send you those items in a message just so that you have them. And we can go from there. But thanks for consulting with me today.
Oh, thank you so much for getting on with me.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a good day. And
thank you, you too.
Try those techniques.
I sure will.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.